part of your project involves finding the big idea of your theory. You can use something called repeated references to find that, and that just means it's an idea or a particular word that's repeated over and over. I consulted several different websites just to find a good definition for Bloom's taxonomy. And as I went through, I started noticing that different words were repeated, and I would highlight them, and I would think about how two separate words might mean the same thing. Here's one example. As I was reading through the different definitions, I noticed that one author used the term classification system. Someone else said that it was dividing things into categories. And another one said it was a way of distinguishing, which is to kind of find the differences between things. So that's an example of repeated references. And I pulled all of those together to create my big idea. When I narrowed it down and got rid of all of the extra language, I ended up with Bloom's taxonomy as a system of categories having to do with thinking and learning from simple to complex. I played around with that until I got down to number 3, where it is a way of placing types of thinking into categories from simple to complex. I tried to make it very simple, use as few words as possible, but yet still capture that big idea with all of those different concepts that I found repeated across the different web pages. This particular method helps you prevent any kind of plagiarism as well, because I'm going to cite all of those references, but the way that I've put the words together is my own. So this big idea probably represents a couple of hours worth of reading and thinking and listening to sources that deal with Bloom's taxonomy. But okay, now I've narrowed it down. I have this big idea that I want to share with everyone else in the class. And I've narrowed it down. I have just a few words. Now what do? How do I help other people learn this at a deeper level? I started thinking of the most important words in this sentence. The word way, like a method, stands out. Types of thinking, categories, and then simple to complex. So I'm going to see if I can come up with some images that represent these really big concepts that make up the big idea or my definition statement for Bloom's taxonomy. Howard Gardner's multiple intelligences theory has taught me that people learn in different ways, and I need to do more than just talk when I'm teaching. So I'm going to use some images to help bolster the ideas that I'm putting forth here. So I chose a road for the word way, and then placing types of thinking. I'm going to choose this picture right here for types of thinking. Then I'm placing types of thinking into categories. So I'm going to use these file folders for the word categories. And I chose this last picture, which actually represents Bloom's taxonomy, the movement from simple to complex. Remembering is the most simple, and creating is the most complex. All right, so now I'm ready to teach. Bloom's taxonomy is a way of placing types of thinking into categories from simple to complex. If you look at this, are you able to fill in the blanks of the big idea yet for Bloom's taxonomy? If I gave a quick quiz, I'd guarantee that some of you have not internalized the definition yet. So let me take into consideration my learners who are more tactile or bodily kinesthetic in terms of the intelligences. Bloom's taxonomy is a way of placing types of thinking into different categories from simple to complex.